This is The Birth of Venus by Sandro Botticelli, one of the most famous paintings in the world, and yet the true identity of the Venus has remained a mystery for more than 500 years. A popular theory in the art world is that the muse, the inspiration behind the painting, was a young Italian beauty and Botticelli's next-door neighbor, Simonetta Cattaneo Vespucci. Simonetta Cattaneo was a noble woman from Genoa who, at 16, married Marco Vespucci, a cousin of Amerigo, the explorer who gave his name to America. Soon after their marriage, they moved to Tuscany. It was in Florence when Botticelli is thought to have met Simonetta. Many believe her beauty bewitched Botticelli in such a way that she would be at the center of many of his paintings.
Although there's no documentation that Simonetta and Botticelli actually knew each other, it's highly improbable that they didn't. They both lived on the same street.
Rocky Ruggero is an art expert on the Renaissance and its masters. He says that the evidence Simonetta was Botticelli's muse is overwhelming.
And in fact, this is where his workshop would be until Botticelli died in 1510. Simonetta instead lived about 200 meters down the street at the corner of the Via Nuova and Borgo Ognissanti. And so the fact that they probably would bump into each other on a fairly regular basis.
Today, Simonetta and Botticelli's tombs can be found here in the Church of All Saints in Florence. That's only one of the clues that links the muse to the great painter.
There are traces of Simonetta and Botticelli everywhere in this church. A painting of St. Augustine by Botticelli, next to it a tomb of the Vespucci family. There's this mysterious sculptural bust underneath the holy water font, which some people think is Simonetta as well. And when Simonetta died in 1476, her funeral was held here. And then 34 years later, when Botticelli passed away, he specifically requested to be buried at the feet of his beloved Simonetta. And still today, you can see their tombs side by side for eternity.
If Simonetta was really Botticelli's inspiration for his work, that means the essence of the Venus is still alive, embodied within her last living descendant.
My name is Simonetta San Cristoforo Cattaneo, and I'm the last living descendant of the Venus of Botticelli. I found out that I was the last living descendant when I was around 10, and my grandmother, that was called Simonetta Cattaneo as well, gifted to me a big print. She told me she is one of our ancestors, but it's still there, and it means a lot to me. It's like still a connection that I have with my grandmother and of course with my past. Botticelli painted The Birth of Venus 10 years after Simonetta's death. So she didn't pose for him. She wasn't like the model, she was a physical there. Because also it would have been a scandal at the time to pose naked for a married woman. But it's still believed, still now from experts, that she was actually the subject of the painting because of her beauty.
A mystery that started in Genoa and Florence ends unsolved in London. Here, modern-day Simonetta works in an art gallery. Her claim that her ancestor and namesake was the inspiration behind the Venus is credible, but impossible to verify. What is unquestionable is the way the Venus has shaped and informed her life, and made her a lover of the arts.
It's interesting, even after so many years, the image of the Venus is still everywhere. Artists also represented her, even Andy Warhol made a series of portraits of the Venus. You can see on Instagram, celebrities and stars post images of themselves like on the same pose like she was doing. So it's very fascinating to me. It's very interesting the way that she's still, after so many centuries, she's still an icon of beauty and femininity.